All right, Yankees fans, buckle up because there's a lot to unpack today. The offseason is heating up, rumors are flying everywhere, and the Yankees front office is clearly not sitting still. After another year that fell short of expectations, especially following that tough elimination at the hands of the Toronto Blue Jays, the organization is under serious pressure to make the right moves. Everyone's asking the same thing. What's next for the Bronx Bombers? What's the plan to bring this team back to championship form? Well, we've got updates, we've got speculation, and we got a few surprising names that could shape what this roster looks like heading into the next season. Let's start with where things stand. Brian Cashman and his staff have been combing through every possible angle to add more talent, more depth, and more consistency. And yes, while the Yankees have been linked to some of the usual high-profile free agents, there's a growing buzz around a few players from Japan who might just bring something completely new to this team. One name that keeps coming up is Munetaka Murakami, a monster bat, an absolute powerhouse in Japan's NPB, and a guy who could fit the Yankees' identity as a slugging-heavy lineup. But before everyone gets too excited, let's take a real look at what he brings and what it might cost. Murakami is a left-handed hitter known for his incredible raw power. The guy can absolutely crush the baseball. He's the kind of hitter who makes you stop what you're doing when he steps into the box. But like most pure power hitters, he also racks up a ton of strikeouts. And that's where the dilemma begins. The Yankees already have a lineup that tends to swing and miss more than fans would like. So the question becomes, is Murakami the kind of player who elevates the team or just adds to a problem that's already there? Now, reports out of Japan and multiple MLB insiders have said that Murakami is definitely interested in making the jump to the majors, and he's not ruling out the Yankees. In fact, he mentioned himself that while he ideally would like to play on the West Coast, he's also open to the idea of wearing pinstripes in New York. That's big because it means the Yankees could realistically be in play for him. But it's not that simple. Murakami is primarily a first baseman, someone who can fill in at third base when needed, but not really a natural there. And when you look at the Yankees' current setup, that spot at first seems already locked in. Ben Rice has emerged as one of the most pleasant surprises in recent seasons. The guy can flat-out hit. He finished last year batting around a mid-250s, smashed over 20 home runs, and posted an OPS north of 800. Those are solid, reliable numbers, especially for someone still developing. He's shown steady improvement with contact and plate discipline. And considering his low salary, he gives the Yankees something extremely valuable: production at a bargain price. That flexibility allows the front office to allocate money elsewhere, maybe to fill other holes that have been glaring for too long. So, when you put it like that, does it really make sense to chase Murakami with a deal rumored to be worth around $200 million or more? That's the kind of contract you offer a franchise cornerstone, not someone whose role might be redundant. Sure, the upside is huge. Murakami has proven he can hit for both power and average, posting a .273 batting average last year, one of his best marks, along with an on-base percentage hovering in the .370s. Those are strong numbers, but we also have to remember those were achieved in Japan, not in Major League Baseball. The adjustment can be steep, and while we've seen Japanese hitters thrive before, not all make the transition seamlessly. Now, let's not get it twisted. Murakami is a beast. The man can drive the ball to all fields, and his swing is built for Yankee Stadium. That short porch in right field could turn some of his long flyouts into easy home runs. But again, you have to weigh that against what you already have. Ben Rice gives you decent power, improving contact, and most importantly, flexibility. The Yankees don't need another first baseman who strikes out a ton. What they need is balance, someone who can put the ball in play and handle the hot corner. And that's where another name comes in: Kazuma Okamoto. Okamoto might not be as flashy as Murakami, but this dude can rake. He's been tearing it up for the Yomiuri Giants, and what stands out about him isn't just the power, it's the combination of power and contact. He hits left-handed pitching particularly well, something the Yankees desperately need given their struggles against southpaws. Okamoto can play both first and third base, though he's more natural at third, which fits perfectly with what the Yankees are looking for. With Rice holding down first base, Okamoto could slide right in at third and instantly upgrade the lineup. Last season, Okamoto's numbers were impressive across the board. He posted a batting average north of .320 and maintained an OPS over 1,000. Those are elite numbers in any league. He's also known for being a smarter hitter, striking out less frequently than Murakami and maintaining strong plate discipline. If you're the Yankees, that's exactly the type of player you want. Someone who complements your existing power hitters instead of duplicating their weaknesses. And that's where the Yankees' decision-making gets interesting. Do you go for the bigger name, the headline grabber in Murakami, or do you make the more strategic, balanced move for Okamoto? Personally, I think the answer is clear. The Yankees already have plenty of power bats. What they don't have is consistency from the corner infield positions. If Okamoto can bring that while adding versatility, it just makes more sense all around. Plus, let's talk about the cultural side of it for a second. The Yankees have a long history of attracting international talent, and being able to bring a Japanese star to the East Coast would send a huge message across baseball. It says that New York is still a global destination for elite players, not just the West Coast teams like the Dodgers who seem to scoop up every big name that comes over from Japan. If Okamoto signs with the Yankees and performs, it could open doors for even more talent down the line. Meanwhile, there's still the designated hitter situation to keep in mind. Giancarlo Stanton has that role locked up. He had a bounce-back season with an OPS near 900 and a slugging percentage close to 600 before injuries slowed him down again. When healthy, Stanton remains one of the scariest hitters in the league, but he's not moving out of that DH spot anytime soon. That means any new addition has to fit around him, not replace him. So when you put the whole picture together, the logic points toward going after a player who can truly fill a need rather than just making a splash. The Yankees need to get more athletic, more balanced, and more reliable in their everyday lineup. Okamoto fits that profile. Murakami, as great as he is, will be a luxury addition in a position that's already settled. And in this era of smart roster construction, luxuries can become liabilities really fast if they come with massive contracts attached. At the end of the day, it's clear the Yankees are in evaluation mode. They're looking everywhere, domestic markets, international leagues, minor league systems, for the right combination of talent and fit. The focus right now should be on building around their young core, keeping the payroll flexible, and filling in key spots with players who actually address the team's needs. There's no denying Murakami would bring excitement, but sometimes the best moves aren't the loudest ones. Sometimes it's about finding the guy who quietly helps you win those extra 10 games that make the difference in October. And when you look at what the Yankees truly need, solid defense, better contact hitting, and improved performance against lefties, Okamoto just checks more of those boxes. The coming weeks will tell us a lot. The Yankees have the financial firepower to go big, but they also have the responsibility to be smart. Whether it's Murakami, Okamoto, or someone completely unexpected, this offseason could define the next few years of baseball in the Bronx. Because right now, this isn't just about adding another star, it's about reshaping the identity of the team piece by piece until it finally feels like a championship roster again. Now, if we look a little deeper into what the Yankees truly need this offseason, it's not just about bringing in another big bat or a familiar name from the headlines. It's about reshaping the team's core identity, something that has felt a bit lost in recent years. The Yankees have always been known for their swagger, their ability to dominate with both power and poise. But lately, that formula hasn't translated into playoff success. They've relied too heavily on home runs, and when the power dries up, so does the offense. That's why this upcoming offseason feels like such a turning point. What the Yankees need more than anything right now is balance. They need hitters who can grind out at-bats, guys who can work counts, get on base, and set the table for the heavy hitters in the lineup. That's been one of the biggest missing pieces for this team, and it's something that adding someone like Kazuma Okamoto could help address. He's the type of player who doesn't just swing for the fences, but focuses on consistent contact and driving the ball where it's pitched. That's exactly the kind of approach the Yankees have been missing. But it's not only about hitting. Defense has also been an issue, especially in the infield. Over the past few seasons, the Yankees have cycled through multiple players at third base, trying to find someone who can handle the position both offensively and defensively. DJ LeMahieu has been reliable when healthy, but age and injuries have limited his range. Other options haven't been consistent enough. That's why a player like Okamoto, who's shown solid defensive skills and versatility between the corners, becomes even more appealing. He's not a defensive wizard, but he's dependable, and that's what this infield has been lacking. Now, the interesting part of all this is how the Yankees are managing their finances heading into the next season. After moving on from Aaron Hicks' contract and freeing up some payroll space, they're finally in a position to be aggressive without breaking the bank. But the question is, where should that money go? Investing in another first baseman like Murakami when Ben Rice is already proving himself just doesn't make sense. That's why more analysts and fans are leaning toward the Yankees targeting a third baseman or even exploring upgrades in the outfield if the right opportunity presents itself. Speaking of the outfield, Aaron Judge remains the cornerstone, but his long-term health and position are still things to monitor closely. He's been the heart of the Yankees for years, and his production is still elite, but it's becoming clearer that the team needs to plan for flexibility. You don't want to push Judge too hard defensively if it risks another injury, and that means surrounding him with players who can take pressure off him, especially in the field. That's where someone like Okamoto, who brings consistent offensive production without being a liability on defense, could make all the difference. Another point worth mentioning is how the Yankees are trying to shift their overall offensive strategy. There's been a growing emphasis on reducing strikeouts, improving situational hitting, and building lineups that can adapt to different styles of pitching. In recent years, the Yankees have struggled against elite playoff pitching, particularly against left-handers and high-velocity arms. Okamoto's ability to hit lefties and maintain strong contact rates could help fix that imbalance. It's not just about adding another power hitter. It's about adding a different type of weapon to the lineup. If we take a look at Murakami again, the numbers are undeniably impressive, but the risk is also high. Transitioning from Japan's NPB to Major League Baseball isn't easy. The pitching is different, the schedule is longer, and the expectations in New York are unlike anywhere else. The city, the media, the fans, everything is amplified. Not every player handles that pressure well, and for someone coming over for the first time, that adjustment can take time. Okamoto seems like the more adaptable personality and skill set for what the Yankees need right now. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Whispers are swirling in the Bronx, and the latest rumor has New York Yankees fans buzzing with anticipation. Camilo Doval, the flame-throwing closer known for shutting down games with ice in his veins, may have just added a new chapter to his career in pinstripes. According to sources close to the team, Doval has arrived in New York and could be the latest weapon in the Yankees' bullpen arsenal, a move that might redefine late-inning drama at Yankee Stadium. Doval's reputation precedes him. With a fastball that seems to defy physics and a slider that leaves hitters frozen mid-swing, the flamethrower has been a nightmare for lineups across the league. Now, whispers suggest that the Yankees have secured him to close the door in the ninth inning, a role that has historically been fraught with pressure but also glory in the Bronx. Insiders hint that management sees him as the missing piece in a bullpen that has shown flashes of brilliance, but occasionally faltered in high-stakes moments. The timing of Doval's arrival has only fueled speculation. The Yankees are reportedly keeping details close to the chest, but word on the street is that he's already been spotted at the stadium, taking in the familiar hum of the crowd and the legendary aura of a club that lives and breathes postseason expectations. Observers are noting his confident demeanor. Those who've seen him throw in warm-ups say he exudes the quiet intensity of a pitcher who knows exactly what the moment demands. Fans and pundits alike are now debating what this could mean for New York's late-game strategy. Will Doval immediately step into the ninth-inning spotlight, or is the team playing a waiting game, easing him into a roster already rich with firepower? Either way, the mere rumor of his presence has sent social media into overdrive, with supporters envisioning high-octane saves, drama-filled series, and perhaps even another deep postseason run. Of course, nothing is official yet, and until the Yankees make a formal announcement, this remains tantalizing speculation. But one thing is certain. If Camilo Doval truly dons pinstripes and locks down the ninth, the Bronx could be witnessing a late-inning renaissance, with the crowd on its feet and the opposition holding its collective breath. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.